Retired military general, that is Winston Sigauke Mapuranga, has responded on the visit of the South African president to Zimbabwe, underscoring that Cyril Ramaphosa went to Zimbabwe to rubber stamp Constitutional Amendment Bill number 3 of 2026. The retired military general underscoring that Zimbabwe is at crossroads as Ramaphosa goes there to actually pick a of course, we understand that the government of South Africa has then come to the aid of the president of South Africa and reported that he was on a actually bilateral meeting visit. There is absolutely nothing of that sort because international protocols that are supposed to be observed, especially when the sitting head of state is visiting another country, somehow they were, according to the retired military general, they were not properly followed. Greetings and welcome to your lovely channel, the Hloniphani Global News. If you're watching us for the very first time, please do remember to press the red or black subscribe button so that next time when we beam live, you become the very first one to watch us. You can financially support this channel by pressing the join button and be part of our members who are the heartbeat of this channel. So this is what the retired military general has posted some few minutes ago. He says, now we see it clearly. Now we see it clearly, completely undeniable, photographically. President Cyril Ramaphosa arrived in Zimbabwe, no formal government reception, no cabinet minister lining the tarmac, no official state protocol, straight from Pretoria to Precap Farm, welcomed not by the vice president, not by the foreign affairs minister, not by any constitutionally appointed government official, but by the corrupt elite, Takwe and his cartel, in their private capacity, on a private farm, conducting private business, using a South African president as their prop. To our fellow South Africans, hear this. You wonder why Zimbabweans flood your borders, why they sleep under bridges in Johannesburg, why they queue at Home Affairs in Pretoria, why they risk xenophobic violence rather than return home. This is why. Because the system that drives them out just got photographed with the South African president. The corruption that collapses the economy, the constitutional manipulation that extends one man's grip on power. Your president just flew to Zimbabwe and endorsed it, not with words, with his presence, with his photograph, with his body at Takwe's farm table. That photograph tells everything Zimbabwean exactly what their suffering is worth to the region's most powerful leader. Nothing. Zimbabwe is in the middle of a constitutional crisis. Constitutional Amendment Bill 3 is, the Constitutional Amendment Bill 3, the Constitutional Amendment Bill designed to extend Mnangagwa's term from 5 to 7 years, is being challenged in the Constitutional Court. Section 3287 stands as a constitutional firewall against this manipulation. The people are resisting, the courts are engaged, the war veterans are watching, and into this moment Ramaphosa arrives, not to support constitutional democracy, not to stand with the people of Zimbabwe, not to defend the regional principle that term limits are sacred, but to sit at a farm of the men financing the term extension. That is not a state visit. This is an endorsement to the people of South Africa. Your president did not go to Zimbabwe for you. He did not go for SADC solidarity. He did not go for bilateral trade that benefits ordinary South Africans. He did not go to strengthen democratic norms in the region. He went for Mnangagwa and his cartel Takure and is going for criminal Takure. He went against every Zimbabwean sleeping rough in Johannesburg tonight, against every Zimbabwean mother who sent her child across the Limpopo because there was nothing left at home, against every Zimbabwean who believed that South Africa, Mandela's South Africa, stood for something beyond the interest of the powerful. South African Parliament must ask questions. Civic society must demand answers. The ANC's own membership, who fought apartheid for democratic principles, must look at what their president did at Prikepo Farm and ask, is this what we bled for? SADC has guidelines on democracy and elections. The African Union has charters on constitutional governance. The region has repeatedly, at least rhetorically, affirmed that term limit manipulation is a threat to African democratic progress. And then Ramaphosa sits at Prikepo, Mnangagwa's farm. While Mnangagwa uses that visit, those photographs, that proximity to tell Zimbabweans, the region endorses me, Africa endorses me, your resistance is futile. That is what this visit has been weaponized to say. And Ramaphosa, whether he intended it or not, has handled Mnangagwa and Takure exactly the ammunition they needed. Zimbabweans will continue flooding into South Africa, not because they want to, not because they prefer Johannesburg streets to Harare homes, but because the system that expelled them just got photographed with South African President, retired Lieutenant General Winston Sigauke Mapranga. So these are the preliminary details that we are getting from the retired general. I'm sure we are going to continue getting more. Zimbabweans are reacting to this development. It's actually a very, very painful development. That a head of state of another country can actually seek to sneak to Zimbabwe to just assure Mnangagwa that he will support his unconstitutional constitutional amendment bill number 3 of 2026. That is why we've heard Pretoria saying nothing about the torture, the public kidnappings that are all over social media that have been done by Emmerson Tambutso Mnangagwa. Is this what the African National Congress stands for? If it is what it stands for, then it is the most ruthless organization to ever exist in the region. Because Zimbabweans are suffering. They stand in podiums and say Zimbabweans must go and speak all xenophobic languages in their podiums. But these are the very same people who have farms, who are benefiting, who are eating the resources that are supposed to benefit the people of Zimbabwe. A Zimbabwean, an ordinary Zimbabwean, in every, especially in every streets in South Africa, is actually undermined, disrespected, because of the actions of the African National Congress. How this meeting was supposed to be a secret meeting, by the way. That is why Cyril Ramaphosa, according to the retired general, flew straight to the Prikepo farm. And no one wonders what were other discussions. We've seen also Zimbabweans dying, being killed in South Africa. We haven't heard much of the reports being made about who exactly murdered and assassinated Saruwaka. It's as if they are being killed in Zimbabwe, where if it's political killings, you will never hear the finalization of these cases. And actually, the president of South Africa sneaking to Zimbabwe is really scary. It is embarrassing. It shows that multilateralism, especially in Southern Africa, it doesn't work. As Julius Malema has characterized it periodically. That SADC is a bunch of, it's like a club. It's a regional club where leaders meet and it exists to defend each other. That is what they exist for, and today was a clear demonstration of this. How do you explain? I mean, so Ramaphosa may be actually benefiting to Zimbabwe, risking to actually sneak his country, and no protocol was done. It was supposed to be a private meeting, but when ZANU-PF, I think, realized that they were busted, they made it public. Now it's public. Pretoria is trying to defend Cyril Ramaphosa. I can tell you, this is politically pathetic. Thank you very much for watching us. If you are watching us for the very first time, please do remember to press the red or black subscribe button so that next time when we beam live, you become the very first one to watch us. You can financially support this channel by pressing the join button and be part of our members who are the heartbeat of this channel. You can equally do so by pressing the thanks button and send us stars. Okanqobo Mhlabane is signing out. Let me love and leave you. Let's meet on the